part of being secure is accepting the unknown as a generative tool. Sure, my compositional structure offers that security, but the viewer is unaware that the uncertainty is really the foundation of that compositional structure. I see myself as the conduit, the channeler between the cosmic order, the natural world, and the human condition. And so rather than my work being derivative of cosmic scenes, stars and the Hubble telescope pictures and all that. And rather than having my work be derivative of anything in nature, rather than having my work being derivative of human construction or human figures, my work is an abstraction born out of the amalgamation of these three realities as a human being. We are governed, I do believe we are governed by cosmic energy. We are of nature as opposed to just being part of nature. We are of nature. And we are human beings who are of nature as opposed to controlling nature or being separate from nature. We are anything but separate from nature. And the Western civilization has solidified, has cemented the perception that we are separate from nature. We have power over nature, which is total bullshit, So I see my work as commentary on being the conduit, making visual commentary on the union between the cosmic order, the natural world, and human condition. And I think that I must be doing that to some degree successfully, because people look at my work and they get it and they're unable to explain why. Some people are able to explain what I've just explained to you, but others just say, I love your work. It's just, I don't know why. I just, and I think it's this union without concrete visuals. But my work is recognizable. What I say is that my work is familiar in its structures and compositions, but it's unrecognizable as a thing. So it hits that balance between someone feeling like it feels familiar to them, but because it's unrecognizable as a thing, they're unable to explain why it feels familiar until I unpack it for them. And so the reason it feels familiar is because of the compositional structure is really born out of classic composition, even though I learned it through hard knocks. I did not learn it through my classical education because I'm much more able to learn through experience than through academic information. But as I put all of the things of who I am together, having been steeped in architecture all my life, and being naturally a colorist and having a very attuned aesthetic, so my inherent gifts, along with my learned nature from my background, is the reason why I can create structures that are familiar because of my architectural through our osmosis, my understanding of how you compose a building, you know. That's really where I learned composition. And I think what I'm trying to do by synchronicity, in other words, I have not set out to do what I've just shared with you. It is who I am. And so I happen to believe in the synchronicity and alignment that who I am is coming to the foreground now because it's what people are starved for. Well, the synchronicity is that people are starved for authenticity. People are starved for beauty. People want truth and they want to feel secure. And at the same time, embrace possibility and the unknown in a possibility kind of way. In other words, all the business things that I read are talking about uncertainty is a tool that you can use to your benefit, you know. Well, uncertainty is the foundation of making abstract art. If you know what you're trying to do at the get-go, it will never get off the ground. So it's too concrete. So abstraction lives and thrives on the foundation of uncertainty. So what my work offers and what I offer in my mentorship practice is exactly what I just said. The pursuit of truth and honesty and authenticity, the pursuit of beauty, and the pursuit of security and understanding that part of security, part of being secure is accepting the unknown as a generative tool. When you feel fearful, you don't feel secure. So when you fear the uncertain, you don't feel secure. So what I'm doing is saying, hey, the unfamiliar, in the inability to concretely recognize something in my work, feeds the kind of structure. Let's see, how am I saying this? The structure, my compositional structure, offers that security, but the viewer is unaware that the uncertainty is really the foundation of that compositional structure. So that's why most of the comments are, I like your work, and I don't know why. I'm unable to say why. I just do. Most people say it's so luminous, you know. They have to be able to put a stamp on it. But I think it's because it brings all of these things together without it being concrete.